Hi, this is Bob Maxwell with R.A. Maxwell and Associates, and today we're going to talk to you about our new Talsa line of bowl choppers. So this is our K80 Neo. This is a new design for 2019. They've converted all and changed all of their bowl choppers over to this new design. One of the cool features about the design is the new PLC HMI screen. There's so many more functions you can do. There's actually 5 different levels of this screen. So you have an admin screen, and there's so many functions that the admin person can do. And then there's also a screen for the technician. There's a screen for the maintenance people. There's a screen for the operator, and there's a screen for the cleaning people. So you got 5 different programs in here. And when we come out and do the installation, we'll go over those. It's also in the owner's manual. So basically what we're going to do is show you how the machine runs. So you get your main power switches over here on the outside of the unit. You have an emergency stop switch here. We'll just go through some of the functions of the machine. So you have your lid, which covers your blades. In this machine we have 6 blades. Generally on a bowl chopper, 40 liters and up, you have 6 blades as well as 3 blade option. The reason you want to do that is there's so many more functions that you can do, so many more processes that you can do with 6 blades that you can't do with 3 blades and vice versa. So we have 6 blades on the head. This is a motorized lid. This lid would be very heavy to lift up manually, so we'll demonstrate that in a minute. This is what they call a noise suppression lid. Okay, so this comes down once you've loaded the product and you're starting to do your chopping, then you want to bring this lid down. That also allows you to increase the speed of the blades. As long as this is up, the machine will only run at 1,000 RPMs and the bowl is running at about 8 RPMs. Okay, so you have a safety here and a safety here. So as long as this is up, that's the max you can do. With the lid down, then you have the full functions. Okay, this is an automatic unloader. So we'll demonstrate that, but after you're done with your process and you want to unload the product into your buggies, you roll your buggy up here. This is your unloading chute, and then you're going to run the machine into a mixing mode. And then as this comes down, this wheel will turn. As this comes down, it automatically starts to turn. And as you drop the unloader here, it causes all of the product to go out through this chute and into your buggy. So those are the basic features of the machine. Now we'll go through a demonstration of the machine. So we have our power on. We're at our home screen here, which is our production screen. So we're just going to tap our production tab, and now we have our speeds. So our low speed is 1,000 RPMs, and then we have 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000 RPMs. So based on whatever your formula is, or your product is going to depend on your speed. Now, in between these speeds, you can also, there's a plus and minus. So, for example, you might have a formula where you want those blades to be turning at 2,500 RPMs, not 2,000. Where you can simply go into 2,000 and then adjust up, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Or you can go down. And then here's what your bowl speed is. So your lowest bowl speed is 6 RPMs, and you can go up as high as 18 RPMs. And again, you can do the smaller increments. So if you wanted to run 8 RPMs, you could go to 6 and then just go up 2, or go to 10 and down 2. Okay, so you have those controls. The other thing that you have here is your total time, what your process is. So you can enter that. It also has a countdown feature. So let's say that your recipe requires that you're going to turn this bowl at 2,000 RPMs 200 times, okay, before you unload. Or before maybe you go to the next process, maybe you're putting in more ingredients, and then you're going to have it turn another 150 RPMs. Well, I mean 150 rotations. Well, you can set this at your total. Let's say your total rotations is 1,000. Okay, you can set this at 1,000, and then watch your countdown as it starts to read it out. So if you have something where you need to put ingredients in when you get down to 800 revolutions, then you watch that, you put it in at 800, it counts it all the way down. Okay, so that's a nice new feature. Then we have a temperature feature here, so you can put that temperature in. It has a digital temperature readout in the back of the lid that's facing inside, so it'll monitor the temperature of the meat. Obviously, we don't have any meat in there right now, so it's showing the ambient temperature right now in the room, which is around 70 degrees. Okay, it will not allow you to go higher than 44 degrees. You don't ever want to be, unless you're cooking something, you don't want to ever be chopping anything and bring up that temperature to certainly anything more than 44 degrees. But I would always recommend you want to stay at somewhere around 32, 30 degrees, something like that. So you do have a digital control if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Also, it has a check box here. So if the temperature gets too high, it'll just give you a warning. Or it has another box that if it gets too high, then it'll shut the machine off. So those are you have three options there. Then you have an option for cutting or for mixing. So obviously at the beginning of the process, we're going to be cutting. And then when we're done and we're ready to unload, or if you want to have some mixing time, put in some final ingredients maybe, then you can go ahead and do that at that time. What the mixing mode does is it takes the blades from rotating forward and it rotates the blades slowly backwards. So it's the back of the knife, so it's not cutting anymore. Okay? It also helps to allow the product to flow out through the unloader. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start the machine. So we would go ahead and let's say we put in our meat in here. We're dropping in our pieces. Then we're going to come over and hit our on button here. It's showing that we're going to be running at 1,000 RPMs on our blades, and that our bowl right now is running at 6 RPMs. Okay, and that's just for originally putting the product in. Now you've got your product in, and now you want to start doing your chopping. So you bring your lid down, and then you can start increasing. 2,000 RPMs if you want. Let's say maybe you want to go to 2,300 RPMs. So you go to your plus key over here to 2,300 RPMs. Okay. If you want to go up to 3,000 RPMs, you just simply touch 3,000. You can hear how the blades are spinning. So you can go all the way up to 4,000 RPMs. Okay, so we're going to go back down. Let's go back down to 1,000 so it's a little bit quieter. And the only time this lid can be up is when it's running at 1,000 RPMs. So if you were to push 2 or 3 or wanting to do anything else, the machine won't allow you to do that. Okay, so that's a great safety mechanism. Now let's say that you are running a chunky product. Let's say that you want to do like an Italian sausage, for example. Generally, you would want your product to go through the blades faster and your blades to cut slower. All right, so you might set your RPMs at 1,500 RPMs, but you want your product to go through the blades faster so it's not chopping as much. Right? Think of these 6 blades as 6 people standing there with knives chopping the product in. So if the product is going through slower, okay, it's going to chop more. Right? Or if the blades are turning faster, it's going to chop more, finer. Right? So if the blades are turning slower, cutting slower, and the machine, the bowl is turning faster, it's getting that product through those slow cut blades. So we're at 1,500 RPMs on our knives, and maybe you want to speed this up to get the product through to 10 RPMs, and you can do that. Or maybe you say, I don't need 10, I need 11. Or 12, or whatever it is. Okay, it's all trial and error. You base this on your recipes. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the cleaning of the operation. So we were in our main screen here, our production screen. So to get out of that, we have an arrow here. We're going to arrow out, takes us back to our main screen. Then we're going to go to the tab that says cleaning. And you've got basically, what we can do is we can open the lid. And so we're going to push the on button, the green bar comes up, and then it allows us then to function with the lid. So this is the motorized lid. So it really does a nice job of getting the lid all the way up, makes it very easy. You can see how easy it is to clean. So you've got your 6 blades here. You also have a drain in your bowl, so you have a drain underneath here that you just remove, and then rinse out your water, and then make sure you put that back on. Back here is where your digital thermometer is. Okay, that's picking up your meat temperature. And then this is just a safety flap so that an operator or person can't get their hands back into the blade. All right, so now you're in this position here, you're cleaning. Get a brush, make sure that they clean the blades real well. You don't have to take the blades off unless it's part of your HACCP program, but most people don't take the blades off every time. They take the blades off to sharpen them. We always recommend that you get a second set of blades. Very important to have these professionally sharpened because you want balance, and you don't want these knives to be out of balance. If these knives become out of balance, what's going to happen is it's going to wear out your bearings in your shaft. And if you can imagine this thing turning at 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs, that's extremely fast. And so these are high speed, very special bearings, very, very expensive bearings. All right. So you want to make sure that you take care of the machine. All right. You're going to hose everything out, brush everything down, and then leave it in this position to let it dry. It's always best to wipe it down at the end, and then spray mineral oil on it, and then just wipe that on there. All right, that's the machine. Great new functions, great new programs, and the price is wonderful. So give us a call, talk to one of the salespeople here. You're not going to believe the price compared to the other bowl choppers that are out there. Tulsa by far has the very best price for the very best product on the market. So take a look at this. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye now.